Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, JHE Rooga had an interesting message to everyone who seems to have a problem with him pushing peace. Now, I told y'all before, if anybody is pushing peace and able to actually sit down with anybody as far as pushing peace goes, I believe Rooga before I believe anyone else. Now, I must say that although Rooga has said in the past that he's pushing peace, he has been one of the guys that kind of went back on his word. Because although he says he's pushing peace, sometimes his actions say a little differently. We've seen him online arguing with guys and making little threats. However, I do know that we're human. I do know that at times people could take you to that level and push certain buttons to get you to respond in a certain way, and none of us are perfect. However, overall, I think he's been a good role model when it comes to pushing peace, especially in the space that he's in, where he really doesn't have to acknowledge pushing peace because he's already out the hood. Also, I explained this before in previous videos. When it was all talks that Rooga and Mimo have been talking to each other and actually agree to put the past behind them and chop it up with each other, I feel that's something that'll be pushing peace for real. Because if you know the history between their siblings, then you know that them sitting down is way more meaningful than someone just saying they're pushing peace, or guys who's really not into it with each other coming together. J-Mane even stated the other day that most of these guys who've been beefing don't even know each other for real. All they know is that they rep two different sides and their sides are beefing, so they go ahead and diss each other because their sides are beefing. So once again, someone who really don't know each other coming together isn't doing much. But in a nutshell, I think Rooga is someone I would respect pushing the peace because he's actually shown it by settling his differences with Mimo 600, and that's something that kids can actually see and learn from. So we're going to get into a post Rooga put up via Facebook, responding to people who got something to say about him pushing peace. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm and spread awareness on this topic, and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Now let's get into it. Rooga would take to his Facebook to say, quote, "When I say I'm pushing peace, I'm not speaking for nobody but myself. I'm a grown-ass man that make my own decisions. I knew when I did this ish that it was going to be some people that's not with it, and it may be some people who with it, but whatever decision you make, if I F with you, I'ma still love you the same way. But I've been seeing a lot of y'all females always be having some smart ish to say about pushing peace, but as soon as some ish pop off, now y'all civilians. It showed me how lost you females really are out here, and to the people that's against it, I have nothing against y'all. It's the people that act like what we doing is a problem. Let us do what we do. If you want to crash out, then so be. To each his own, but we doing this ish for the kids. I've been around every emotion that is, and what I see is a lot of these N-words want peace. Y'all just be too worried about how the internet gonna look at you. But me, I don't give a F. What a MF say about me, I know one thing, I'm at peace with myself. That's where it start at. If you can't make peace with yourself, then you will never be at peace. But to the youth, don't be a follower, be a leader, do something different for once. Don't fall into these traps out here. I got homies doing 40 years and probably will never come home, and multiple homies that's dead and never coming back. Don't revolve your life around living for the dead. If you got a chance to get your family out that ish, do it. And don't ever let nobody tell you that you can't. 100 emoji. Now to piggyback a little bit off this, most of the people that do have a problem with pushing peace, it's because they benefit off it, right? Just the other day when J-Mane was explaining why he linked up with Ant Glizzy even though he dissed Duck and himself, he explained that it was a point where he was only dissing people because it was making him over $5,000 every month and he had to do what he had to do to survive. And honestly, that just be what it be. These guys really don't be into it or care to be into it with each other. I'm sure some of them even want to end the beef because who wants to lose their life or have to look over their shoulder everywhere they go? But the problem is two things: ego or pride, and money. Some guys know they don't even want to be dissing, but they also don't want to be looked at like they're soft by their peers or by people on the internet. And you got the other ones who just diss because it's profitable. But the problem with that is this: people are actually losing their lives behind this, man. So yeah, you're making a little bit of money, but like I always ask, at what cost? You dissing the music may have got your friend's life taken away because he was seen in a music video with you and the ops couldn't find you, so they got him. That's how it goes. So at what point do we say, you know what, it's not worth it? Now, in Rooga's post, he also mentioned females that got something to say about pushing peace. Now, honestly, I don't know who specifically he was talking about because he didn't specify, but I could almost guarantee one of them females he was referring to had to be Blazing Doll. Blazing Doll herself has been very vocal about not agreeing with guys pushing peace and even mentioned Rooga being a goofy during her interview with 16 Shottam's Visuals. Now, here's my take on that. Blazing Doll does have a good point to an extent when she speaks on guys pushing peace, because like she stated on her interview with J-Man, guys don't have to be friends and shake hands and be all friendly with each other. They could simply just stop dissing and be cordial and leave it at that, which is true. However, Rooga makes a great point as well, and I have to agree with him too. Rooga stated that females always got something smart to say about pushing peace, but the minute some ish pop off, they become civilians. And I have to agree. I personally feel that women be a lot of the cause behind a lot of guys losing their lives, especially when it comes to amping up situations. Guys in their ego and their pride getting away, and they feel like they have to impress whatever female that they're dealing with or whatever the case may be. I've seen countless of times where a woman would get into an argument with another man and she could be totally wrong, and next thing you know, she says, oh, I'm gonna call my brother, or I'm gonna call my uncle, or I'm gonna call my cousin, or I'm gonna call this man. And that man come and do something to the other guy, but the whole time she was wrong. But he ended up crashing out because that was either his sibling or that was his friend or whatever the case may be. But he didn't care to ask what was the situation about to find out that she was wrong, and another person probably end up losing his life or getting seriously hurt, or because she called so-and-so. Now also, the minute something goes down, people love to play, oh, that's a woman, you know, if something happens to her, if she loses her life, whatever the case may be, everybody runs with the, oh, that's a woman thing. But they act as if there isn't women out here that's really doing the same thing that these men are doing, right? Not to mention, most of these women will sit there and act like they with the street stuff and then end up snitching, and then people make excuses because she's what? A woman. So fellas, please don't get tricked off the streets because you're trying to impress somebody or getting hyped by a girl to do something you know you have no business doing. I like the message Rooga is putting out there, and like he stated, don't fall for the traps. It's easy to fall victim to being a statistic in the hood, and by the time you realize it, you're already doing 10, 20, maybe 30 years in jail because you was being a product of your environment willingly. You know how much guys that wish they had a second chance at life? Guys doing time right now and wish they can go back and rethink the moment that they crashed out. Guys who went to jail at 19 years old and serving 20 to 40 year sentences, and by the time they come home, if they make it out, their whole life wasted. So I do like the message that Rooga is putting out there, man, and I hope that the kids or the youth that it's actually intended for, they actually see that and take some type of heed to it. Now, he also mentioned that everyone push peace in their own way. I do get that, and I do understand that. However, for the guys that claim they're pushing peace but then go diss their ops in their songs and music videos or get on live and showing weapons, that's not what pushing peace is about. You know, whether you're pushing it differently or whatever the case may be, that's not pushing peace. That's actually contradicting. It's actually blasphemy. You know, you can't say you're pushing peace but still showing firearms and making threats on live and stuff like that. That goes against what you're pushing, which is why it never reaches the person that it's supposed to reach. Because they're saying, oh, you're pushing peace, or saying you're pushing peace, or probably think you're being sarcastic because they see you're doing otherwise in your music videos. You're pretty much contradicting yourself. So guys, if you're really going to push peace, be that. It got to be one way. All right, so y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. How do y'all feel about JHE Rooga mentioning people that's pretty much having a problem with him pushing peace? What y'all think about his message? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.